Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. And
Hey, and we are live for day 8 of. I feel like this light is too bright, but it's too late for that. I don't know. Maybe it's this. It's too bright. It's very bright. Okay, day 8 of the of my 12 days of giveaway. So thank you for joining in. If you are watching live, drop a comment in the comment section. Even if you're watching a replay, and this could be 5 years from now, and you're watching this, drop a comment in the comment section and tell me where you're watching from, who you teach, and or who you support, because not all just classroom teachers watch my live stream. So today is day eight of my 12 days of giveaway. Let me go ahead and grab this link. I'm supposed to grab it. I'm bad at that. I'm going to grab the link. So if you still want to join, you can. But there's only 3 days left. But if you join now, you'll get access to all of the other videos, all of the freebies, and links to things that I have, or resources that I have actually given to you as some tips, all of the things. So if you wanted that, let me see. Oh, okay. All of the things. Let me go back to here. I don't know. Something actually moved on that slide. But anyway, we are here day 8. Day 8 is all about the test prep resources and materials. That's what that is. That's what day 8 is about. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you is that tests are not different. You know, the student expectations and the standards that we teach across the state. I'm going to bust a myth for you. This is a myth buster. It's that it's all the same, but it's taught at different levels. The content is the same. It is not going to change that much. They may say it does, but it doesn't. The concepts are the same. It may be taught differently some ways, like Eureka, and that's largely based on Singapore math. So you're definitely going to find some differences, but not huge discrepancies. So the resources that I'm going to talk about are some that I have used. I graduated in Florida. That's when Florida was a great state. I don't know what it is now. Also, I've taught in Louisiana and in Texas, and so I've done. I've taught Common Core and I've done TEKS and when the Florida Sunshine State Standard. So, it's pretty much the same, but I'm going to go ahead and jump into the resources that I am going to share with you tonight. The first resource is one of my favorites, but it's called Moby Max. And I'm actually, for my membership, I'm revamping my membership. I'm going to add Moby Max as a part of my membership coming in January when I revamp it and release it new. Because I have recognized that in order for math intervention to be effective, first of all, you have to have a progress monitoring tool. And also, you have to have a platform. It's great to have all of these, let me see, how can I say it? Worksheets and these things, but there has to be a balance because we're slowly shifting from just 100% paper based classrooms. So, one of the things that I was looking at is Moby Max, adding it as a part of the membership for the Math Intervention Academy, but it won't be available until January. That's where I'm looking at. So, that's a perk because Moby Max by itself costs, I want to say $16 for the math portion and hello, it is going to be something where you can actually get a level on your students, even if you're going to another district or hopping to another district or leaving or whatever you're doing, going up a grade level. MobyMax is a good platform. I have used it for 8 years. Yeah, it's been 8 years now. And it has grown over the years. I had so much so that I wanted to promote their product, but they don't do partnerships, which is fine. But I really like the program because it is geared towards kids that struggle. Even if the kids are struggling in reading, it's geared towards kids that can't, it's not heavily text based. That's what I like about it. It really focuses on the math. Now, they do have problem solving parts, but it's actually a good part for me that you can just assign those lessons and then it just has some really great things about it. So that's why I'm adding it to my membership. I have been working behind the scenes and that's something that I cannot wait to roll out in January. So let me go ahead and move here. All right, so this is Moby Max and I'm gonna see if I can enlarge it. Now it does have a test prep portion. In all fairness, what I'm gonna say is I haven't used it. I'm gonna test it out this year because I am teaching third graders and they're first time testers. So I'm gonna test it out and see. I'll give a review on it sometime in the near future about whether its test prep feature is great or not, or it's something that you might want to look into. So Moby Max is for students that struggle. That's why I like it. They have adaptive practice. Um, if you don't know what adaptive is, it means that it is it adjusts to the student's level. Um, it's animated. I can say that. I know I'm not in love with the way that their fractions show in there. I'm not because that's not a test prep feature. Fractions are not um, shown like that on tests, but I mean that's a minor flaw. You can do additional test prep, but and then it's aligned to it can align to Common Core and the states. It also has a science component, so that's why you see NGSS there, and some of your state standards. So it's very it is very cost effective. I've been using it for years. So that's one resource that you can use. The other resource is, because I'm going to show you three, if you are a Common Core state. So let me move here. This is Smarter Balance. Let me. And I used Smarter Balance when Texas was actually going to this Star 2.0, which is really Common Core. I just don't understand why we're playing, but that's fine. So what you would do here is, if I was looking for grade 3, I will go here and look at some of their test prep items. So if I wanted to look at concepts and procedures, so I would view this item. A lot of times what I would do is look here and snip it, and we use Canvas, so I would snip it and put it into Canvas. These are some really good test prep items. One of the things that I like about this is that it gives, when you click on it, let's see if it's going to show the answer, and a little tutorial for it. And then if you click on the about item, um, it says, it tells you all about this item. That was one of the things that I really liked about Smarter Balance. It talks about the content standard, partition shapes into parts with equal areas, um, the depth of knowledge, which is really good, and then this is the answer key. So it says the student clicks on any two of the 8 of the hotspot regions to represent the unit fraction provided. So this one is really an interesting item. It really is, because I've never seen one like that. But anywho, so I'm going to close this out. Here, so if I wanted to look at, say, for instance, 5th grade. Now, like I said, some of these items you could snip. So this is grade 5, and they have the uh, constructive response part A, part B, and that's one. But this is a good example where you could snip some of their test prep items if you're looking. So here's another one. It's a plot. And if I wanted to view this, that's on the answer key. Let me see. And you can also print these if you wanted to. See, if you wanted to clone an item like this in Canvas, you could. But it just gives you some really good ideas about what testing could look like, especially if you are new to the grade level or content. Like for me, I hadn't taught 3rd grade since, oh God, 2000 something, 11, 12, 13, one of those years. So I know vertical alignment, but I'm not always sure about what the test prep looks like. So I'm constantly looking at sample items and the release test to see what is actually tested or how it's tested. So that's a free one. And then there's Lead Forward. Lead Forward is for the state of Texas. I am going to tell you that. So, Lead Forward is if you're in Texas and you don't know about this, let me zoom in. Then again, it may pop up right. So, say for instance, fourth grade math, it's all connected to STAR and it breaks it down. So even if you're in another state and you want to see what Texas tests on their test for their students, you can pull these up easily. And it breaks it down to the readiness standards. And it also tells you how many questions. So they'll this is 32 items. 19 to 21 of the questions come from the readiness standards, and 13 to 11 to 13 come from supporting. So your yellow and your green. If your state doesn't have a blueprint, you need to kind of figure out how it's laid out. Because I know for me, when I taught eighth grade, I knew that algebraic reasoning was the largest one. And eighth grade is weird. Um, most of them were within 2 to 3 questions. Like it's weird. You kind of can't. Well, you can play a numbers game with all of them, but here's the thing: if you're in the state of Texas and your test is 60%, the reasoning, the readiness standards, if I'm not mistaken, are 60% of the test. So if your students are going to pass or hit meets, they have to get those readiness standards. They have to get them. And then now, since they have 1 and 2 point questions, the students have to be able to answer those 2 point questions to even get to meets because that's where we are. So they've made it harder, but you need to pay attention to those things, especially when it comes to showing your kids how to take the test. I want to say 50% of testing is knowing how to take the test. You can know the content because there are some good test takers, but when they, get into class, it's like, how did you pass the test? But there, it's just knowing how to take and how to think through it. So that's the 3 resources that I have for you. If you have some more resources that may be good, drop them in the comment section. Somebody else may be looking for them. And I will see you all in day 9, well, on day 9 for my 12 days of giveaways. Bye bye.